All right, we are ready to start what I would call the last segment of this project. And I want to begin by letting you know that every strategy that's on this page is designed to perform a specific function based on where you are economically. There's people that have money, and there's people that don't have money. This strategy, you gonna need some money. I'm just telling you like it is. Don't let nobody tell you you will not need any money. If they do, run. They are lying. If they're saying you don't need no money, then you should be able to get the property for zero down, right? That's no money. So if you have to spend money on marketing, buy courses, buy programs that help you find the properties, and all that kind of situation, then you're spending money. I don't care how you flip it and twist it, you're spending money. So there's no such thing as no money down. What they're saying is the property may be negotiated without spending money, but you're going to spend a whole lot of money just to find these properties. But here's the great thing about it, and I want to share with you what those great things are. The strategy is not new. It is not something that is illegal. It is called subject to. And I want to relate to you what a subject to property is, because a subject to property is basically a instrument that the banks created and you can take full advantage of. Now, I know you can't see the screen, so don't worry about that. But I'm sure you can read. And it simply says this. Buying real estate subject to is when you purchase property subject to the existing financing already in place, along with any other liens or encumbrances already attached. You do not formally assume the loan through the bank, and a subject to, sometimes called a subject to deal, the existing financing that a homeowner has set up is taken over by the investor. So let me make this clear to you. You find a house. The house is $500,000. That house has a mortgage of $350,000. You sit down with the client and you say, I tell you what, since you are 3 months, 6 months, or whatever behind in your mortgage, I want to take over your loan. Not assume your loan. I want to take over your loan, and then you move out, and I'm going to find somebody that can come in, catch up your arrearage, pay the note that's already in place, and your name is going to stay on there. It will not come off. Now, some people may have a problem with that. But when you're facing foreclosure and facing a blemish on your credit, you'd be surprised what people do. If they don't, move on. To me, foreclosure is the atomic bomb on your credit. It stays. And really, some of these credit repair companies say, I can get this stuff off. I'm not going to comment. I'm just saying, if they get it off, great. It's just that a foreclosure will stare you in the eye for 10 years. That's reality. So, try not to get one. It's reality. I'm just telling you up front what's going to happen. Therefore, you're looking at, with all the other benefits involved with subject to, you're looking at the straight subject to cash to loan. The most common type of subject is when the buyer pays in cash the difference between the purchase price and the seller's existing loan balance. Seller carryback is also known as seller or owner financing, are most commonly found in this form of second mortgage. So what I'm saying is, advantages of buying property to subject to. Banks are not needed. You don't have to go out and get a new loan. Low closing costs, fast closing time. Credit not needed. Using the buyer's or the owner's interest rate usually is lower, because many times these people bought these properties between the time when rates were low and banks were throwing money at people, and these people bought these houses thinking their house was going to continue to escalate in value, and it didn't. It bottomed out. So now you come along and you're going to basically be their savior. You're going to take over the house, They're going to keep the house in their name. They're going to allow you to do what's necessary to clean up the crap that they made. You didn't do it. They did it. Your job is to clean it up. That's what you're going to get paid to do. Now, go into all the logistics of this. You got to kind of dream bigger, invest smarter, and, live a better deal. There's also blueprints and other ways to make this thing work. And on this particular strategy, I don't have the time to actually go through every bit and pieces, but do not believe these statements. You're going to hear this stuff from people. Buying subject to is illegal. It is not illegal. It's just not done a lot. Is it illegal because a lot of people don't do it? No. It's just a lot of people don't do it. So it's not illegal. The next is, you're not personally responsible for the loan. I mean, not that you want to tell the person that, but you're not. Your name's not on there nowhere. The person that basically took out the loan, their name is still on there, and you're going to find a way to catch up to your arrearage and get somebody to pay that note for them, to make them look good, and their credit doesn't get bruised. Also, you don't need any money for a subject to. The bank will foreclose if they, you might feel this. The bank's going to foreclose when they find out. Or they're going to do this due on sale clause document that's in all the closing documents that were given to people. They're going to call me up and say, we're going to exercise the due on sale clause. Let me tell you something. In my 30 years experience, they have never called me up and said, we're going to exercise the due on sale clause. They were so happy I took that property off their hands. It basically allowed them to turn a non-performing asset into a performing asset, and the bank was happy. So, find out for yourself, but that's really what happened. Also, there is nothing illegal or unethical about buying property subject to. People who say this usually do not understand subject to fully. Subject to is on the HUD 1 statement on line 203. It says, existing loans taken subject to. Read a HUD. And look at line 203. If it was illegal, it wouldn't be on the HUD saying you can do it. Just that nobody does them, and they skip right over line 203. But we're going to use it every time we do a deal with a subject to. So, in essence, this is one of the things. This is just the first part of this. You're going to find a house that's anywhere between $150,000 to $500,000. You're going to do your research and find out the house is worth a lot. Here's what happens normally. Most of these big old houses with these big loans on them have anywhere from 1 to 2 to 3 liens of mortgages on them, which means this. If the house goes into foreclosure, guess what happens to the third and the second lien? They get wiped off at the sale. So this is what you do. The house can be tapped out. The house could be worth $500,000, and there could be a $500,000 loan on it. There could be a $200,000 first, a